let me first by welcoming you for this press statement, and maybe also just to thank you, by the way, for coming to support me in this press statement. So I'll start by just reading, and then maybe if there'll be questions, then you'll be able to ask me. Now, declaration of intent to vie for presidency of the Republic of Kenya come 2027. Fellow Kenyans, friends and patriots, today I stand before you with humility, courage and great conviction to announce I, Honorable Peter Kalero Salasya, Member of Parliament for Mumias East Constituency, officially declare my intentions to vie for the presidency of the Republic of Kenya in the year 2027 general election. This moment is not about me, it is about you, the ordinary Kenyan, the civil servant whose payslip is shrinking under punitive taxes, the farmer struggling to afford fertilizer, the mother choosing between medicine and food, the young graduates sending CVs that never get answers, the Gen Z youth dreaming for a better, cleaner, fairer government. It is about Kenya, a country full of potential, yet held back by broken system, corruption, inequality, and disconnection between leaders and citizens. We cannot continue this way. It is time for a new generation of leadership, honesty, visionary, and bold. My agenda, the 5 pillars of the new Kenya: economic freedom. That one will include lowering taxes, growing incomes. The burden of the Kenyan worker is unbearable. We must ease it. As the president, I will review and reduce pay, NHIF, and NSSF reduction to protect your hard-earned salary. I will expand the tax base through job creation, not overtaxing the few who are employed. Our economic policy will shift from taxation to production and innovation. We must grow the cake before we slice it. No Kenyan should feel punished for working hard. Number 2, universal health care through people-centered SHA. The Social Health Authority, SHA, must not be another burden. It must be a bridge to better health care. I will restructure SHA to align with the real medical needs of Kenyans, not bureaucratic interests. Every Kenyan will access affordable, dignified, and efficient health care, whether in Turkana, Kibra, or Mumias. We shall audit and clean up the NHIF legacy mess and guarantee the transparency in the healthcare funds. Health is not a luxury, it is a right. Number 3, ending corruption. Sealing every leak in government. Corruption is theft from the poor. I will treat it as economic sabotage. Every procurement will go through a transparent, digital, trackable system. I will empower independent anti-corruption agencies, and no scared cows will be spared. Stable public money will be recovered. Those who loot must be held accountable publicly, swiftly, and justly. We cannot industrialize a corrupt country. We cannot feed a nation bleeding from graft. Number 4, education, jobs, and dignity for our youth. Education must prepare young people not just to pass exam, but to thrive in a modern economy. We will strengthen TVETs, invest in digital literacy, and equip schools with modern tools. I will implement a national youth employment guarantee program in agriculture, ICT, and public works. Internships and graduate trainee scheme will be mandatory across government departments and industry. No degree should gather dust. No young dream should die due to hopelessness. Number 5, a new deal for Gen Z governance through freedom and the rule of law. Gen Z is not just the future, they are now. I will form the first ever Gen Z Presidential Advisory Council to embed their voices in every national decision. Freedom of expression, digital rights, and civic space will be protected. Police brutality will end under my watch. The judiciary will be respected. Laws will be applied fairly, regardless of status, tribe, or region. Let Kenya be the place where every youth believes their country works for them, not against them. Fellow Kenyans, I will contest the 2027 election under a new political movement, one that reflects the dreams of a fair, inclusive, forward-looking Kenya. This movement's name and leadership will be unveiled in due course, and it will not be built on the tribal alliance or money power, but on the people power. I invite all Kenyans, especially the youth, the workers, the farmers, the mothers, and the dreamers to work with me. Together, let us make 2027 the year of Kenya's rebirth. Let us turn frustration into hope, despair into opportunity, and anger into action. The time for true transformation is now. God bless Kenya. God bless you. God bless Kenya. Honorable Peter Karua Salasya, Member of Parliament, Mumias East Constituency, 2027 presidential candidate. Thank you so much.
Mahesh, thank you for that. And first of all the best for the new journey that you've started. We would like to know, you've never mentioned this, that maybe you want to vie for presidential seat. Umekuwa ukisema kwa utarudi tu kama MP. But we want to know what pushed you to, of course umeshatusomea manifesto hapa. Kitu kikubwa kabisa kimefanya ukaamua now let me vie for 2027 presidential seat.
First of all, because we are not seeing the issues that the Gen Z or the young generation, because first of all, you know that the future of a nation belongs to the young people. And the young people of this country, they are worried about their future, because they are worried about the 30 years from now, 40 years from now, because the systems are not working, and the people who are occupying the system, they are not of goodwill or not working with utmost good faith in order to ensure that, because you remember that in the Kibaki leadership, there was 2030 vision 2030. But we are not seeing the leadership that is looking hard there. But we are looking at people who are self-centered and looking at the people who want, because everybody is saying that Ruto must go. Then who should replace Ruto if it's not Peter Salasya? Because the Kenyans want, or the young people want, a leader who is transparent, who is honesty, and who is ready to abide by the rule of law. And that is why I've been looking at the people who want to replace him. And then I say that they are not working. Remember, Peter Salasya has been just like a week or 2 weeks ago, I've been able to traverse the entire Western Kenya. We are now going for another tour of Nyamira, of Kisii, of Nyanza, coastal region, the northeastern, the eastern, and then the Mount Kenya, and then the Rift Valley. And because we've also seen that as much as we embrace from where we come from, the tribal, whatever, but the youth, the young people, are not interested about the who come, because at the end of the day, when these people get the opposition, it is about them. It's not about the other people or the entire community. It's about the few cronies, the few friends. And that is what now the young people, in their, what they want is the fairness in their CVs, fairness in their whatever, in whatever they do. And this is what has really made me to come out and say that as a young person, because by 2027, I'll be turning 35 years old. So which means that I'll be in a threshold to hold a constitutional role of being the president of the Republic of Kenya. Remember the countries like Burkina Faso, people like Kina Traore, they are young people. And you see that the darling of the Africans, because they want their country to be self-sustainable. And that is why you see people like in Obama, people who took when at the, because when I take the president at this early age, I know I still have like about, maybe by God's grace, I want to get to around 90 or 100 years by God's grace. So which means that I have to live with these people, and I have to maintain the legacy that will enable me to live good in happiness with these people. But these people, the older generation, they don't care. They think about few years remaining by God's grace. Okay, we are not praying for anyone, whatever. And that is what has really prompted me. And I'm a leader who knows how to balance leadership. There is time for fun, there is time for leadership, there is time to provide way, and all those things. And all those qualities I do have. I'm a graduate from the Egerton University, and I did Bachelor of Commerce, Banking and Finance. And I also worked as a banker. And I worked as a teller. And even in my history, I never stole money from either. I used to get a salary of 50,000 shillings. And I used to handle every day 30 million. So which means that I'm a person who is self-driven and who has the principle of accountability, principle of transparency in everything. And even for the last like 2 years in my leadership as a member of parliament of Mumias East, you can see when you walk in Mumias East constituency, it is a clear demonstration frustration that despite of whatever we do on social media, because I like playing also, I like making jokes on social media, but I'm a very serious person when it comes to serious matters. And that is why I see I'm the only savior, God-driven, God-sent leader that who can unite this country and bring people. I know there was some anchors that we were passing around when we were saying this community is doing what, but we have healed. We are now ready to bring all the Gen Zs from Nyanza, from Kisiaya, from everywhere, so we can move together.
Two questions for me.
Maybe Honorable Salasya, thank you so much for telling us your intentions. We have had two issues in this country, independence of institutions. I think kuna venye institutions zingine ziko compromised. You have been in Bunge. What can you say about that? Is it part of, or is it a priority in your manifesto? That
Yes,
institutions have to be free?
part of my key manifesto is to respect the independent bodies. And one of the key reasons why this country is suffering is because the independence of these agencies, government agencies, they have failed. And that's why they cannot do what they're supposed to be doing. And if I'm the President of the Republic of Kenya, I will allow the Parliament to do their work. And I will not allow the Parliament to come to the State House. I'll be like the king, will be just like, because I will not allow even the parliamentary grouping in the State House. It will be like a simple, the father of everybody. Whether it's the opposition, whether it's in the government, supporting the government, they will be all my children. I'm just saying, I'm not my children, but I'm just saying, because of the virtue of being the presidency. And I will allow the judiciary to do their work. And it will make my work easy. If I allow judiciary to work, I allow the parliament to work, I allow the Senate to work, I allow the public prosecution to work, I allow all the DCI to do their work, I allow everything to do, I will be enjoying my leadership when I sleep, because I know every institution is doing what they're supposed to be doing.
Finally, there has been an issue of debts.
Yes.
As it stands, to about 11 trillion in debts as a country. What is your focus? How are you going to focus on that? And precisely, maybe hii imekuwa a policy issue that people are supposed to sit down, discuss before they borrow. But as it stands, it looks like it is dominated in a way that somebody can just wake up, take a loan, ama recommend a loan has to be taken. How are you going to handle that when you take power as a president?
As a president, like this problem that we are having today was done like in the last government, when they passed a legislation that a government can go ahead and borrow the money even without consulting the National Assembly, and up to a certain level. And this is what has made this country to overborrow. You remember when they came, when His Excellency, the President, came in, he said that he wants this country to be self-sustainable, whereby we are not going to borrow. We want this country to be like Mali, that it has been able to pay all its debts and has no any debt, because this is something, because you remember, during the Moise era, Moi never used to borrow the money from outside. And that's why you find like, despite the fact that the economy was not doing, reaching to everybody, but you find like the shilling was very strong, and then the manufacturing was everywhere in this country. So from where I sit in that point of the debts, I will also do the inquiry on the debts that were committed by the previous governments that has existed before. Because we want to know, like, for example, the Eurobond, where did it go? And we have so many issues. Because you remember, like, in the previous, when we were talking about last time, the people who involved in the, like, for example, the Eurobond, there were people who were employed in the Treasury, advisory, and those are some of the things that shows that we are not serious about the people who committed the atrocity, and that's the same people that we are also bringing back and messing up this country. So we will have to review the debts of this country and bring back the motion that Honorable Mtata had, so that we can also be able to scrutinize and get to know all the monies that came into this country. Did they do what they were intended to do as a president of this Republic of Kenya?
Two questions, Mheshimiwa.
Yes.
Kidogo tu.
First of all, this movement is not about any other person. It's about the Kenyans. Are we there? It's about the Kenyans. So if they will say that they will give me that political party to vie on it, I will not accept, I will not refuse. But if they don't, We are going to launch a political party, a political movement. And this one is going to be rolled out. So it's about them to decide whether they want me to be, because now the party leader, if he's not showing the interest to vie as a president, then he should give me that political party to vie on it. If he doesn't, then I will come up with a new political movement that now will shape the politics of this country. Sorry? No, I don't know, because you see now that is my personal decision. It is my personal decision because I have the heaviness of this country. And that's why we are taking the risk of, even like, for example, most of the members will say, why can't you get maybe the pension for first? But we don't care, because we are looking at the future of this country, and we must shape the politics of this country.
Okay,
Yes.
it's my time, eh? Sasa ukiangalia kidogo umekimbisha syllabus, eh? Now tukirudi pale Mumias East, ukiangalia records for the past 2 years, ulikuwa na Kiharu, Murang'a, then Mumias East. Ukaijenga barabara, kuna KMDC, ukaimaliza. How did you manage kujengea KMDC hadi umalize? Kwa sababu ukiangalia wabunge wengine hata painting alone
maybe because we really wanted to focus on the national, on the presidency, because that is where we really wanted to focus. But for it's about, and that is what the leadership comes from. And you have asked a very good question, by the way. The leadership, it's about how you frame. And I will also want to ask, and as a member as a president, this is what I'm proposing as a member of parliament. I will ensure that the CDF is given more powers, because the members that can be able just to oversight. My work, what I've been able to do, is to provide leadership and to make sure that whoever is given is completing the project on time and proper planning. And because of that, I can be able to plan for this country the best way that has never been happened before. And also bring the professionals on board. What has been happening in this country, when I win this election, I will go for the professors. I will go for the people who have elaborate knowledge on various fields, so that we can be able to fix the messes that have been happening there.
You
Yes.
have been looking for a wife. And
We are not looking for a wife right now. We are on serious business. Yes.
Lisa,
Yes.
I have a question.
Denied
Yes.
and justice delayed is justice denied, right? There are so many Gen Zs who lost their lives last year, and we saw from the BBC documentary that was released yesterday, right? Are you going to go after the killer cops and bring everyone to justice? Because our hearts are still aching, and we need someone who can take action. We've just been seeing the president going around and nothing being done. What are you going to do on that as president?
First of all, I know every time the life is sacred. And as a leader, as a national leader who has been anointed, you must have a principle that the life is sacred. And you must respect the life, because it's godly given and it's godly. And so as a leader, if I take over, we must also get to inquire, the commission of inquiry, to know who are these perpetrators and whatever. We know, yes, you have to protect the property, but was it just justifiable that you can kill? And even the story that was there where those people quarry, we want to know, like those bodies that were retrieved, where did they go? When there was a guy who was arrested at one point and then disappeared from. What happened on that? So we must, so that we can account for every life that God has given to us. So as a leader, I have to protect, because when you're given as a constitution, you have to protect the citizen, and you abide by the constitution, that your work is to protect the lives of your people. And that is what I will have to do.
Mheshimiwa, I have a question. In regards to freedom of speech, in our government here currently, there is no freedom of speech. People are even scared to talk about their issues. How will your government ensure that there's freedom of speech in our nation?
First of all, if you allow the people to speak, it also makes you to know where the problem is. You must allow the people, as a president, allow the people to speak. Like, for example, when I do, maybe on social media, there are those who will insult you. There are those who will put up a very good point. So as a person, as a leader, we must allow the freedom of expression under my leadership.
I'm live here, and there is one of my fans are insisting on yesterday's BBC. They're saying that you've not given it out
Yeah, I've given a very strong statement. It's only that maybe they didn't see it. But we want to condemn because I was there. I was at the parliament by that time when that young man was being killed. We were there. And I think as when I take over as a president of the Republic of Kenya, I will also ask for the religious leaders to come and cleanse the parliament, because the parliament, the blood for the first time in history since its inception, the blood was shed at the gates of the parliament. So we must also have to cleanse it so that we can purify it. It can be a holy place where good things will always come from.
Maybe
Chagwa call you to the table and ask you to partner with him. Will you accept?
First of all, I cannot refuse, but the thing, I don't want to be like Kina Murara. I don't want the people to be called and be like Murara. I'm a principled man. And that is how you want to be the member of parliament of Mumias East constituency. I don't believe in money thing. Yes, money is important, but I believe in the spirit of consistency. I believe in the spirit of determination. And if they will say that, Peter Salasya, you are a good man, we have seen what you have done, we want to support you to be the president of the Republic of Kenya, then let them support me. And I will deliver in the morning by saa 12, I'll be the president of the Republic of Kenya, and I'll be able, within 90 days of my leadership, Kenyans will be the happiest people. By the way, Kenya will be the happiest, because every system will be running. Yes. Yes.
How are you going to do? How are you going to curb the corruption?
I think that is a very important, because you see there was that Maraga report that was done before, was tabled, but because of many reasons it has not been picked, it has not started it off, because they believe, and we must get to know what makes the police in this country to be corrupt. Look at the United States of America. The police have been given the mandate even to vote and even to endorse the leadership. So we must also allow the police people also to contribute in the leadership of this country. So I will bring the freedom in the police, and so that they can also be talked and be able to free to talk about the issues.
Honorable Moheshi ya mwisho labda, from the perspective of a resident in Mumias East, you have done so much, and probably they expect you in your second term to do again what they really expect of you. Now that you are leaving them and you're going for the top seat, somehow they are skeptical and saying, okay, if you don't take this seat, where will you be? What will be the fallback position?
First of all, what we are doing is that we are going around this country. I'm going around and talking to the young people, to the mothers, to the dreamers, every person who is dreaming for a better Kenya. If they will accept me to go, I will say yes. If they will say, wait, then I will say, okay, let me go back, but I'm the best choice for this country.
Does that mean you have not spoken to the ground?
No, the ground is okay. The ground, because I've told them that the oil has already been poured on me from the clouds, from the heavens. So they have allowed, they say that, go ahead. But if they bring whatever they see that you are not, then come back to us. But I have faith in that we are going to do this thing very early. Yes.
Na mimi najiuliza hivi, sababu we ni MP, do you feel that Kenya tuko na deni ya China kweli? Mimi hiyo swali nimeishi kuiuliza mimi kwangu kwa moyo wangu. Sababu nikiangalia hakuna vile venye naweza kuwa na deni yako, alafu tena bado sijamaliza kulipa deni yako, alafu tena narudi na kukopa. Na tunaonanga huko China unapata tulikuwa na ile deni yenye ilikuwa imeachwa na the previous president Uhuru Kenyatta. Alafu tena unapata William Ruto pia anarudi huko hivyo na bado wao wanatupatia. Do you feel, mimi wanga si feel kabisa kama Kenya iko na deni?
I think what you have just raised, we have just said that we'll have to do an inquiry, because it has never come out openly, and no one wishes to disclose any information about the deaths in this country.
After you
it's okay.
After you posted yesterday, going through comments, watu walikuwa wanasema, now that you've gone for a bigger seat, you need to change your ways, wache kwenda klabu, wache kupati, yani utulie. Yeah.
I think that is a very important thing now, because you see, now let me tell you one thing. Because you see, what you have just said is very okay. And what I'm going to do going forward, first of all, I'll also have my own time. I know my time to work. I know my time to have my own time. So I will have my own time. I will not post myself having my own time. I will not post because right now I'm presidential. So, but I have my own time to do my things so that I can refresh myself. Some people, they make bad decisions because they are always stressed up. So if you are stressed up, you make bad decisions.
Mheshimiwa, this role that you take.
Hapa hivi ukiangalia
Ngoja tulia nani tu wewe umeuliza tuende pengine. Boss wanakusumbua.
Commercialization of weed hemp.
Sorry?
Are we looking into the legalization of marijuana to become president?
No, that is not a priority. My priority is to bring back industrialization in this country, the manufacturing. Where Moi left us, we must go back there. The engineering department, that we, instead of importing the machinery to do and making the cost of production in this country to be expensive, we must introduce those things. And that is what we are looking at. We want to look at, we'll have a report of all factories that collapsed because during Moi we used to process everything. And that is where we are going to start from.
Let me say like paper is not in working. Alafu there is the privatization of the Nzoia sugar. What can you do about that?
Those are the issues because, like for my case in Mumias, I always believe in the best interest of the people. And there are those who are also interested in politics of the day. So for the issue of Nzoia, maybe that one I will address it one day as a leader and not as a politician. So I will also like the Webuye, we will ask for the inquiry and get to know what is happening. We will go for the justice.
With regards to education,
yes,
we have two African countries that have given free education. What do you see for us when you become president?
When I become the president of the Republic of Kenya, when it comes to the education, education will be free for everybody. And we have ways, once we have the revenues enough, like we are going to do the manufacturing, we are going to extend the income, job creation and everything. So then definitely we will have enough resources to invest much. We will not have this issue of universities being under the threat, under the threat of being put under liquidation. Yes.
Last message for Gen Z.
Yes.
Burning question
yes.
is about industrialization in
yes.
Kenya,
yes.
which has been taken by the Chinas and the Indian companies. You have mining sectors. You have in Savoy, there's mining. Then there's no follow-up. The issue of mining is taking us back.
I think
the mining can help us to achieve everything we want in this.
I think that is the area that as the President of the Republic of Kenya I'm going to address. Number one, we have like, for example, the issue of clinker in this country, where we are having in Kajiado and is in Baringo or West Pokot. We must get the value, because when we introduce the clinker, and it's in Ukambani, a lot of it, but because it's benefiting a few individuals in this country. So as a president, we could have, because we used to import the clinker, which is the main component of cement production in this country. But you find like after even coming up with our own clinker, the prices of cement still went back up to around 900 right now, when it used to be 750 when we used to import the clinker. So as a president, I'll have to address it so that this cement has to go back to 500 or 400. And it's possible. We have what you call the O in Bere. And the O in Bere, which means that we can be able to produce our own steel. And nothing is happening there. We have so much diatomite in Tavo, the way you have just said, where we can be able to produce things in our country. And those are the things we're going to work on it.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.